I'm going live here. So if you're catching me live right now, I'm guessing you will see this live button up here. If that live button is gone, that means you are catching this on the replay. Marla here, Blissful Butterfly Girl. I love teaching, sharing my love and passion for clean, healthy skincare, makeup, beauty tips, and tricks for mature skin. So as you're stumbling across this on the live or maybe on the replay again, I'm new to doing this here on this platform. So make sure you hit that follow button wherever it might be, like, comment, and all the fun stuff, okay? So I'm just gonna do a quick get ready with me. All I have on my face right now is just my skincare. If you have not been following my journey over the last over the last 2 years, I have completely transformed my very dry, dehydrated, textured skin. And so these days, I really don't wear a whole lot of makeup. I like to just let my skin be skin, okay? So again, if you are catching this live, make sure to say hello. Let me know you're here, coming live out of hot, sunny Southern California. It has been absolutely stunning weather here. 85, gonna be 90 tomorrow. So anyway, here we go. And I don't know if this will be available on a replay. I don't know. Again, I'm new to this here on YouTube. So I'm super excited to start building my community here and all the fun stuff. So I'm going to go in first. I'm going to use my creamy contour stick. These are vegan and they are made with vitamin E. And I'm going to take this actually on a brush. So you can go directly onto the face, or you can just go from the stick. And these twist up at the bottom. You can twist them up and down. You don't have to worry about sharpening them. Okay, so you can go again directly onto the face, or you can go from the brush and then to the face. So I'll do my cheeks here a little bit, and I go on my cheekbone, right on top of the cheekbone, because my natural shadow is down here. Gravity is working on me. It's trying its best to pull my face and everything down. So I like to just take my contour right on my cheekbones. This is going to give me a lifted cheek, and it's also going to give me back shadow, shape, and dimension and all the things, okay? So again, cheekbone. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this right on the jawline here. Just a little tiny bit right around on the jawline. Again, these are the areas where we naturally have shadow, shape, dimension in our face. And then I'll use a little bit right here with my stick. Just taking it right from the stick onto the face, okay? So again, as you're hopping in, say hello. Let me know you're here. I love to know where everybody is coming in from. Again, I am definitely new here to the YouTube, and I'm super excited about, building over here on YouTube. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my brush and I'm just going to soften this in, just tapping and stippling and keeping that color right where it is. Now these, again, this is cream, so it's going to act and feel most like my skin. And then on the forehead, I'm just going to drag it over this way and then back into the hairline. So welcome in again from sunny Southern California, everybody. Let me know where you are catching this from, whether you're catching it live or on the replay. And then I'm going to go down the jawline. So kind of back behind the ear, back, and then down. Okay, so this is just, again, going to give me a little bit of color, shadow, and dimension back to my face. All right, so we're just going to make sure this is all blended in. And then I'm going to take a little bit of bronzer. And this one is a terracotta bronzer. It's a baked bronzer. These are all European products that I'm using, so they're all really healthy for the skin, okay? Let's grab a fluffy brush. And again, just going to take my bronzer. You don't need much of this. And this is going to go around the areas where the sun naturally gives me a sun-kissed glow. Okay, so forehead, outer perimeter, high points of the cheekbones, Just a tiny little bit here, especially as we're going into these cold months for a lot of people here in Southern California. I feel like it's nice pretty much all year around. We do get some cold weather like November, typically December, January. But anyway, we're going to just bring back a little bit of that sun-kissed glow where the sun naturally hits our face. All right. So again, that's the cheekbones, the outer perimeter of the forehead. You can take a little bit over the nose, and then the chin. And then if you have a lighter neck and chest, you can take your bronzer and tie it down your neck and your chest. Okay, so you don't look like you have a floating head. I have a lot of color here on my neck and my chest. My face is a lot lighter than the rest of my neck and my chest. So I don't put any bronzer down this way. All right. So I'm still learning this app here. Let me see what we got going on. Again, as you're hopping in, say hello. And let me just make sure that everybody's being kind and sweet. And again, I'm not anybody's baby, okay? I'm not your baby. And just remember, as you're hopping in over here, you're catching this live or on the replay, please remember to stay kind, stay sweet, and stay blessed, okay? We always want to remember to just be sweet around. Kindness is free. We want to sprinkle it like it's confetti, all right, everybody? Sprinkle kindness like it's confetti. All right, so a little bit of bronzer, back to the face, a little bit of color, already huge changes. So with this one, you don't want to use too much. This isn't going to bring a lot of like that orangey look to the face. So again, this one is a terracotta bronzer. And then I'm going to take a little bit of concealer, not too much. Let's grab a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to pop a little bit here in the inner corner, just right here along the side of the nose, a little bit here, and then a little tiny bit right there. If you have deep marionette like smile lines here, try using a little bit of concealer, because it will, anything light is going to push it forward and make it not as noticeable, okay? So again, everybody's welcome here. I am 55, so I love teaching and sharing my love and passion for, again, clean, healthy skincare, makeup, beauty tips, and tricks for mature skin. I have mature skin, so that's what I specialize in. I'm just going to take a flat concealer brush, and I'm just going to kind of tap this down the side of my nose, into the inner corner, and then into the under eye. So as we age, we really want to be careful with this under eye area, right? Because this is the area that gets a lot of texture. I used to have a lot of texture in this area. I have completely changed my skin again over this last 2 years. So my eyes are not so textured, but I still need to be careful around that area. And again, this is just going to give that illusion of not, again, if you have the real deep set marionette lines, you know, then it's going to just bring it forward and make it not as noticeable. Let's see here. Let me answer some questions. Why would someone put on makeup to make them look older? Hulk, make sure you're being nice and kind and sweet, okay? So, hold on, everybody. I'm going to try to figure something out here. I'm not sure how to block and mute here. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so again, inner corner, and then just under the eye, just a little tiny bit. And then here and here. Okay, so just a little bit. But again, as you are catching this, make sure you are staying kind and sweet and all the things, because there's no room to be negative. Doesn't take much to be kind around the world. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a big fluffier brush, and I'm just going to kind of soften this in. And again, with concealer, you want to be careful. Don't go too light around an area that's already a problem as we get older, right? So All right. And I can't see how many people are even in here. Still learning this fun app over here. I'm super excited about coming in. Coming over here. Just can't figure out. Let's see. I guess I'll figure it out in time. Maybe this. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to grab now just a blush. We're going to do some blush. Let's do, I want to do a softer blush. Let's grab, these are lipstick crayons. And that's so funny. What is all the emojis? Okay. And then, again, this is my first time going live over here. So never been live over here on YouTube. I've been live on other socials for sure. This is not my first rodeo. Okay, so this is a cream lipstick crayon. They're made with vitamin E. They're vegan. And this is like a nude pink color, like a nude, yeah, like a pink, nude pink. So I always kind of go on the cheek here, then a little towards the temple, into the cheek, and then a little bit over the nose. And that's just going to give me that sun-kissed look. Again, especially as we're going into colder months, right? It's going to give you that bronzy, sun-kissed look. So towards the temple, keeping everything lifted into the cheek, and then a little over the nose. And again, these are lipstick crayons, and I use them as blush because the lighting is kind of different here. Because they have vitamin E and they're really good for the skin. They're going to help, they're going to nourish and moisturize the face, and then they're also going to protect against free radicals. Okay, so a little bit of blush. Hello, hello, everybody. As you're hopping in, say hello. And then I'm going to go back to my concealer, and I'm going to put a little bit of this on the lips before I put on my lipstick. And this just helps my lipstick to really show its color. All right, so just kind of soften that in. This concealer is made with vitamin E and niacinamide, so it's really good for the skin. While we're at it, we'll put a little bit here on the eyelids. And then take that same fluffy brush and soften this in. And this is good to do for eyeshadows. Especially if you have dark eyelids. I used to have very dark, crepey lids. I still like to do this because it's going to help my eyeshadow. It works almost like as a eyeshadow base or primer. Okay, so thank y'all for popping in. I see some hearts. I think I saw something there. Thank y'all for being kind and sweet. Welcome in again, Marla here, Blissful Butterfly Girl. I'm excited. I don't know if this is going to be available on a replay or just here live, but anyway, super excited to start going live here on YouTube. Been on other platforms, or I am on other platforms, Facebook and TikTok. But I'm super excited about growing here on YouTube. So again, over 50 healthy, clean makeup, skincare, beauty tips and tricks for mature skin. Everybody is welcome here. So make sure you're hitting that follow button if those things resonate with you. I also have been sharing my weight loss journey over this last year. And so wellness here, just the fun things as we age, right? Okay, I'm going to take this lip liner. This is like a nude color. Now, when I do my lip liner, I go on the vermilion border right on the outside of the lip. But I avoid the corners of my mouth, and I avoid the corners because gravity is already working on me again as I'm aging, right? Everything's trying to fall. So this avoiding the corners is going to give me more of a lifted look to my face. And then I go around around the Cupid's bow, okay? Going around the Cupid's bow is, if you, especially if you have a smaller lip, going around the Cupid's bow is going to give an illusion of a poutier, fuller lip. It has all kinds of emojis going on here. So I don't define the Cupid's bow. I just go around the Cupid's bow. Again, avoiding the corners is going to give me more of a lift. If I go all the way to the corners, it's going to kind of drop my face, okay? I've been working on my jowls for quite some time. This side is starting to tighten and fill in from skincare that I'm using. This side is still, you know, struggling a little bit, right? If I just kind of pull it a little bit, then I would have tighter jowls. But again, as we age, this kind of thing happens. I've been doing a lot of research and finding that a lot of this happens because we have too much tension in our neck, so it causes the face dump. So anyway, try going around the lip instead of defining the Cupid's bow. As we age, a lot of times the space between our nose and our top lip, we lose that volume. Sometimes we just naturally have a smaller lip. So if you go around it, it's going to give an illusion more of like, it's going to give you a poutier looking lip. And then I'm going to take that same lipstick crayon that we used as my blush and on the lips. Okay. And these are, again, made with vitamin E, and they are long lasting. They will last for hours and hours. I think you should relax, and I think you should relax instead of doing this because you are a bit old. I'm trying not to be mean. Okay, I guess you don't need to be here either. So again, if you guys can't be sweet, you don't need to say anything at all. There's no reason to be ugly. Okay, there's no reason to be ugly. You should be kind, sweet, and respectful. And if this isn't something that you enjoy, all you have to do is scroll to another live. There's no reason to be hateful. All right? So just remember that. I'm sure that there's plenty of others that would enjoy seeing content like this. So again, just be kind, be sweet, and be respectful. It doesn't cost anything to do that. All right, everybody? Okay, so let me... And I have pretty thick skin. I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm new here to YouTube, but again, this isn't my first rodeo. It happens. There's going to be trolls that come in till you really get started in building your community. So I'm not. It's not that I'm very used to this kind of thing. But again, just remember, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. All right. Okay, I'm going to pop on a little bit of brows. And again, this is my first time going live here, so I didn't even know. I don't know if it's going to be available on the replay. I hope so. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that creamy contour stick, and I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow. So I'm just taking it on a brush. And again, these are made with vitamin E. If you find that you struggle with powdered eyeshadows, a lot of times, you know, as we age, we do get those crepey lids. So try using a cream. And it doesn't show texture like a powder does. Again, I used to have very crepey lids. So speaking from experience, I mean, I still wear eyeshadows, but I have brought my lids a long way from where they used to be. So again, this is just a cream contour stick. Lots of different shades on this one. And I'm going up out of the crease because it's going to give me, if I just put the color down here and I open up my eye, it's going to kind of disappear. If you bring it up out of the crease, it's going to give an illusion of a bigger eye space, and you can see the color more. So crease and above. So just a little bit of color back to the lid. And then I like to take this right under the lower lash line for just a little bit of like a eyeliner look. Sweep it right under there. Okay, so a creamy contour stick. And then I'm going to go back to the lipstick crayon, and we're going to use this as eyeshadow. Actually, I'm going to do this right on the eye. So I'm just going to take it right on the eye. And this is just a natural everyday look. Nothing too crazy. So just sweep it on there and soften it out. Soften it out. And I always get asked when I wear these as eyeshadow, do they really last all day? Absolutely. I can even sleep in this makeup and it'll look the same when I wake up. So even though it's cream, it's still going to, you know, have a lasting power, lasting stay. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of, this is a strobing highlighter palette. I'm going to grab a little bit of this illuminator. Actually, let's pop this here actually, because I'm going to put my brows on. So let's do the tip of the nose and the tip of the nose and the bridge of the nose. And then I'm going to use this pink one here, and I'm going to take a little bit of that right here. This is just going to also help open up the eye, and I'm just tapping it right on the cream. It's kind of right here and like that inner third, okay? And again, this is a strobing highlighter palette. And I can't see really who's in here. Again, it's a learning curve. I'll learn as I go. But again, if you are hopping in now and you see the live button, that means you're catching me live now. Thank you for being here. And if you're catching it on the replay, again, I don't know if it's going to be available on a replay. I'll find out after I'm done. But if you are catching the replay, make sure to hashtag late for the party. It lets me know you were here. And I'll thank you for watching as well. Okay, eyeshadow pencil. I'm just going to brush my brows through here with my spoolie. I'm getting a lot of new growth here in the front of my brow, but my brows stop here. So it cuts off this little inner part of my eye. So if you struggle with thinning brows, right? I'm a 70s baby. In the 80s, 90s, we took the brows off. But I have been using a lash and brow serum, and they're starting to grow back. But you can take your pencil and just kind of map it out. Take your pencil on the side of your nose, make a dot, swing it around, make another dot, and then the outer corner and another dot, and that'll give you a good mapping where your brows should start, where the arch should go, and then the tail. So I'm just going to take this and hair-like strokes in the front, right over the growth that's coming in. So just hair-like strokes like this. And then I'm going to follow it underneath the brow. Let me back up a little bit here so I can see. So right up under the brow, that way. Then I'm going to just slightly connect it at the top. So, front half of the brow, where the arch should go. These little emojis is funny. And then the tail. And then I just take the tail straight out this way. Again, this is just going to help given that illusion of everything being lifted. So my contour up this way, my bronzer, my blush, and then the brow tail out instead of curving it, right? Because as we age again, gravity's trying to pull everything down north. We're just bringing it back up south. Or going so everything's trying to go south. We're going to pick it back up north. And then I just kind of fill it in like this. Take the spoolie and just kind of brush it through. Comb it through. And then you can see what a big difference. So this is giving me a bigger eye space here, an illusion of a more like, more real estate, if you will, here. And because I mapped it out in my arch, I put my arch where it's supposed to be. It almost gives me like an instant facelift. Okay, so again, same here. Hair-like strokes in the front. Just like that. And then under the brow. This way. Kind of connect it just a little bit at the top. And then tail out. Okay. And they're never going to look identical. They're distant cousins, distant relatives. They're not twins. And then spoolie. Just kind of brush it through. Just kind of want to step back and look at them a little bit here. Okay. And see what a difference brows make. I have dealt with sparse brows my whole life. And now they're starting to grow in, so that's kind of nice. Gives me more of a place to kind of, place the, can just go over that growth, that's coming in, just kind of like hair-like strokes, and then just kind of fill it in like that. But again, they're distant cousins. They live in different continents. Okay, so there we go. A little bit of brow makes such a big difference. And then we're just about done. Again, if you're catching this now, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being kind, sweet, and make sure to smash that follow button if those things resonate with you. Clean, healthy skincare, healthy, clean makeup, beauty tips and tricks for mature skin. And again, everybody is welcome here, but I'm 55, so definitely I specialize in mature skin. All right. So we got the eyes on, we got some blush, some contour, some bronzer, lip, and to finish this whole look off, I am going to just grab my Plush Prep Spray. And this it's packed with skincare. It's made with alpine water. It has hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and caffeine. And then I just spray the face. This is going to add a lot of hydration to the face. I usually spray it kind of my neck and my chest. And then just going to grab my little handheld fan here. And there we go. So just an easy everyday go-to look. No foundation, just letting my skin be skin. I do some foundation looks, absolutely, but for the most part, I just let my skin be skin and add back a little bit of color, shadow, dimension. Okay, and there we go, everybody. There we go. Just an everyday go-to look. Again, thanks for hanging out. Remember to stay kind, stay sweet, stay blessed. And if you see somebody, they are struggling to have a smile, let's do our best, especially in the blissful community, to share our smiles one beautiful human at a time. You never know what somebody might be going through, okay? It costs nothing to be kind and sweet. Sprinkle kindness like it's confetti, everybody. And until next time, much love. And I'll see you guys again soon. See you guys soon. All right, let's see how we turn this thing off here. See you guys soon. Let's see. Not sure. How do you end the live? Guess we'll figure it out together. Oh, well, that's not it. Let's see. Do you end the live over here? Do you just like close it out? Yes. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.